Hi everyone and welcome to the Timeless Blueprints, the channel where we journey back in time to explore the world's most enduring and unexplained historical marvels. Have you ever looked at a structure so ancient, so monumental that it makes you question everything you thought you knew about the past? Today, we're setting our sights on one such place, a place that has captivated imaginations for centuries. We're heading to the Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England, to unravel the secrets of the one and only Stonehenge. This prehistoric monument is more than just a pile of rocks. It's a masterpiece of engineering, a celestial calendar, and a profound enigma all rolled into one. What you see today are the remains of a ring of massive standing stones, some towering up to 30 feet high and weighing over 25 tons. Think about that for a second. These aren't pebbles. These are colossal boulders. The larger stones, known as sarsens, are a type of sandstone that archaeologists believe were sourced from Marlborough Downs, about 20 miles north of Stonehenge. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The smaller stones, known as bluestones, have a much more mysterious origin. Geochemical analysis has traced them all the way to the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles away. How did a Neolithic society with no advanced technology transport these multi-ton stones across such a vast and challenging landscape? It's one of the first great questions that Stonehenge presents us with. Let's step back and look at the timeline. The construction of Stonehenge wasn't a single event. It was a project that spanned over 1,500 years, built in several stages. The earliest phase began around 3000 BC, with a large circular ditch and bank known as a henge. Inside the circle, a ring of 56 pits, now called the Aubrey holes, were dug. It wasn't until around 2500 BC that the iconic stones started to arrive. First, the bluestones were set up, and then came the monumental sarsens, arranged into the famous outer circle and the inner horseshoe of trilithons. Those are the structures with two vertical stones topped by a horizontal one. The final arrangements and rearrangements continued until about 1500 BC. This wasn't just a casual construction project. It was a multi-generational undertaking, a sacred mission that thousands of people dedicated their lives to. So what was the point of all this incredible effort? This is where the story gets really interesting because no one knows for sure. We have no written records from the people who built Stonehenge, so we have to piece together clues like detectives. One of the most popular and well-supported theories is that Stonehenge was an astronomical observatory. Its layout is perfectly aligned with the movements of the sun. If you stand in the center of the circle on the summer solstice, you'll see the sun rise directly over the heel stone, a large, unshaped sarsen stone located just outside the main circle. Similarly, on the winter solstice, the sunset is framed perfectly through the gaps in the giant trilithons. This precise alignment suggests that the builders had a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos, using Stonehenge to mark the changing seasons. This would have been crucial for an agricultural society, helping them know when to plant crops and when to harvest. But the celestial connection might be even deeper. Some researchers propose that Stonehenge was also used to predict more complex astronomical events, like lunar eclipses. The Aubrey holes, for instance, might have been used as a calculator, with markers being moved around the circle to track the cycles of the moon. It's mind-boggling to think that people 5,000 years ago, without telescopes or computers, could create such an accurate celestial device. Another compelling theory centers on healing and pilgrimage. The discovery of numerous human remains buried at the site, many showing signs of injury or illness, has led some archaeologists to believe Stonehenge was a place of ancient healing, a Neolithic Lourdes. The bluestones themselves were considered to have magical or therapeutic properties in ancient folklore. Perhaps people traveled from far and wide, bringing their sick and wounded, in the hope of being cured by the power of the stones and the sacred landscape. This theory is bolstered by the fact that many of the skeletons found were from distant regions, suggesting Stonehenge was a destination for pilgrims. Then there's the theory that Stonehenge was a ceremonial site for the dead, a grand monument dedicated to ancestors. The surrounding landscape is dotted with hundreds of burial mounds, or barrows. It's possible that Stonehenge was the final stop in a grand funeral procession, a place where the living communed with the spirits of their ancestors. The circular layout could represent the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It wasn't just a graveyard, but a symbolic gateway between the world of the living and the realm of the spirits, a place where the community came together to honor those who came before them. Of course, with any great mystery, there are more fanciful theories, too. For centuries, people linked Stonehenge to the Druids, the high priests of the ancient Celts. However, Modern archaeology has shown that Stonehenge was built more than 1,000 years before the Druids came to prominence in Britain, so that connection is unlikely. And naturally, some have suggested extraterrestrial involvement, that aliens with advanced technology were the only ones capable of such a feat. While it's a fun idea, there's no evidence to support it. The real wonder of Stonehenge is that it was built by humans with sheer ingenuity, incredible effort, and a deep sense of purpose. Despite all our modern science and technology, Stonehenge holds on to its secrets. We still don't know for certain how they moved those massive stones. Did they use log rollers, sledges greased with animal fat, or perhaps even transport them by water? We can create simulations, but we can't be sure. We don't know what kind of tools they used to shape the sarcens so precisely, creating mortise and tenon joints like a woodworker would, allowing the stones to lock together. And most importantly, we may never fully grasp the complete set of beliefs and rituals that inspired this monumental undertaking. Was it one of these theories or a combination of all of them? A celestial calendar, a healing center, and a temple for the ancestors all in one? The ambiguity is part of its power. Stonehenge forces us to reconsider our perception of the past. We often think of ancient people as primitive, but this monument proves they were intelligent, organized, and deeply spiritual. They had a profound connection to their environment, the cosmos, and each other. It's a testament to what humanity can achieve when a community is united by a shared vision. As the writer Henry James once said, "It is a singular thing that the rougher the human architecture, the more it connects itself with the idea of a church." Stonehenge, in all its rugged ancient grandeur, feels more sacred than many cathedrals. It reminds us that our desire to understand our place in the universe, to connect with something larger than ourselves, is as old as humanity itself. Just like the builders of Stonehenge, we are still looking up at the stars, still seeking answers, and still building monuments to our hopes and beliefs. Even if they're now made of data and digital code instead of stone, Stonehenge stands as a powerful symbol of endurance and mystery. It has survived for 5 millennia, weathering storms, wars, and the relentless march of time. It teaches us that some things are built to last, not just physically, but in the questions they inspire and the wonder they evoke. It challenges us to look deeper, to question our assumptions, and to appreciate the timeless blueprints left behind by those who walked the earth long before us. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to Stonehenge today, on the timeless blueprints. I hope it sparked your curiosity as much as it has mine. What do you think Stonehenge was used for? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration into our unexplained past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.